Welcome to my channel. Please, if this is your first time viewing, consider to subscribe to this channel so that anytime we leave an exciting video, you will notify. Let's solve this simple question on the board. Now look at what we are given. We are given that 16 raised to the power what cos s is equals to what 4 raised to the power what. We are having CSCX. CSCX is the short form of what cosec x. Okay, the inverse of what? This is the inverse of what? Sine. Okay, this is a very simple, interesting question to solve. Now let's solve it quickly. Let's put 16 in their form quickly. Now 16 in this form simply means 4 raised to the power of 2. Remember that 4 raised to the power of 2 simply means 4 times 4, which is 16, multiplied by what? Cos s equals to 4 raised to the power of what? Cosec of x, which is what? CSC. Remember that CSC simply means what? Cosec of x. Okay. Now that's interesting. Now let's equate the power since the bases are the same. Let's do that then. Let them settle themselves. Okay, now this is 2 cos s is equals to cosec x, okay, which is CSC x. Now I want you to know that CSC is cosec of x, right? I know that the CSC is equals to the inverse of what? Sine x. Let me put this CSS equals to the inverse of what? Sine x. This is very important. Cosec of x is equals to what? Or the inverse of sine. Okay, that's beautiful. Now in place of this, we can substitute this, right? So now see that this is 2 cos x is equals to 1 over what? Sine x. Wow, that's amazing. Now what are we going to do? Now what we're going to do, we're going to divide both sides by 2. Let's divide both sides by 2. You can either divide both sides by 2 or you cross multiply, but let's divide both sides by 2. So if we divide here by 2, also divide all of this by 2. And see that 2 will go out. Now see that cos x is equals to into 1 over sine x, okay, then divided by 2. Okay, because you can see this 2, that this you see division sign, which is 2. You divide by 2, right? Beautiful. Now see that cos x equals to into 1 over sine x. The denominator here is 1. So we want to change this division sign to multiplication. The process whereby we are doing that, we bring up our denominator and bring down our numerator. So multiply by 1 over 2. So now see that cos x is equals to 1 over 2 sine x. Wow, that's beautiful. Now let's cross multiply from here. So let's cross multiply. So this is sentence as what? 2 sine x multiplied by cos x is equals to 1 times 1 will give us 1. That's amazing. So we are getting that 2 sine x multiplied by cos x equals to 1. What are we going to do? I want you to remember one of the trig identity. Okay, Pythagoras trig identity, which is very interesting. Now I want you to know that sine square s plus cos square s is equals to 1. Amazing. Now from here, what you are going to do, we want to make sine the subject. You can either make sine or cos the subject. In that either way, we give you what you are looking for. But let's respect sine. Let's make sine the subject. You can either make cos the subject, you have the same answer. Okay, but let's make sine the subject. That means sine square x will be equals to 1 minus cos square x, right? Remember, I say make sine the subject, the formula, and we have this square, so we have to take the square root of both sides. So we take the square root of here, also take the square root of all this. Okay, remember the power here is 2. Don't forget square root. Okay, I want it to be very clear, boldly, so you can see it. Beautiful. Now square root cancel out what? Square. Now see that sine x, okay, is equals to the square root of what? 1 minus cos square what? Cos square x. Wow, that's interesting. Now see, look at, we're having sine here. You can see you're having sine, you're having 2. So this now become what? 2 into sine is what? Sine is square root of what? 1 minus cos square x. Okay, beautiful. Then multiply by cos what? Cos s equals to what? 1. That's amazing. Now consider something is common in here. What is common? We're having cos square s here, we're having cos square x. So consider let cos square x, okay, sorry, let let's cos square. Let's cos x. We want to because you're having what is common here is cos square. Is cos x, because here you're having cos, you're having two cos here, two cos x, and you're having single cos x. So what is common is cos x equals to what? P. Okay, so now this is what 2 into square root of what? 1 minus p square. Okay, we're having square here, so square, you can see cos square x. So all this now is p, so you're having p square, right? Then equal multiply by p equals to what? 1. All right, let's divide both sides by 2. So if we divide the whole of this by 2, I will divide this by 2. 2 we cancel out from here. We now see that square root of what? 1 minus p square multiplied by, okay, multiplied by p is equals to 1 over what? 2. Now what we are going to do so that I can remove this square root from here, we have to take square root of, we have to take square of both sides. So let's take the square of both sides. Okay, so take the square of here, also take the square of what? Here. Now square will cancel out square. Remember that this square is affecting this, and also since this is multiplication, it's also affecting this p. So this will cancel out this, right? So now this is 1 minus p square. Okay, we remove the square root, then multiply by here will give us what? P square. Okay, because p raised to the power of 2 give us p square, because here p did not have square root, right? But this has square root, so square root cancel out square. Beautiful. Equals to 1 over what? 4. Because 1 to the power of 1 will give us 1, and 2 to the power of 2 will give us 4. That's amazing. Let's use this to open this parenthesis. So now see that p square times 1 will give us p square. Okay, p square times minus p square will give us minus p raised to the power of 4. Amazing. Equals to what? 1 over what? 4. Now let's multiply through by 4, or let's cross multiply. Either way, you can either multiply through by 4 or cross multiply. So if you cross multiply, I want to add the denominator here is 1. So I'm going to add that this is 4 into p raised to the power of 2 minus 4 raised to the power of 2. Sorry, minus 4 minus p raised to the power of 4 equals to 1. 1 times 1 will give us 1. So 4 multiplied by this, we have 4 p raised to the power of 2. 4 times minus this, we have minus 4 raised to the power of minus 4 p raised to the power of 4 equals to minus equals to what? 1. Wow, you can see that we are getting to a way of you can achieve what? Quadratic equation. Now I want to transfer what is our left hand side to our right hand side. So I'm going to transfer this here, also transfer this what here. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So if I transfer this here, I'm going to have positive 4 raised to the power of 4. If I transfer this here, I'm going to have negative 4 square. Okay, so this was there already, so plus 1 was there already, equals to what? 0. If I transfer everything here to my right hand side, everything will be left here is just 0. That's amazing. Now look at the interesting thing we're going to do here. Do you know that I can also write this 4 p raised to the power of 4 as 4 into p raised to the power of 2 or raised to the power of 2. Remember that these properties of indices say that the index inside the parenthesis can multiply the index outside the parenthesis. So 2 times 2 give us 4. Amazing. Then minus 4p square plus 1 equals to what? 0. From here you can see that something is common, right? What is common? P square is common. Consider let again p square equals to what? Q. So now I'm going to add that this is 4q square, because of this square that's here, minus 4q plus 1 equals to what? 0. Wow, this is a very known what? Quadratic what? Equation. Let's solve it by using factorization method. Now let's think of two numbers. We'll multiply them, we have 4, then we'll add them or subtract them, 1 minus 4. Remember that 4 times 1 is 4, which is the product of root. Then let's check for the sum of root. We know that minus 2 give us minus 4, and minus 2 multiplied by minus 2 give us 4, right? So now see that this is what? 4q square minus 2q minus 2q plus what? 1 equals to what? 0. Okay? Because minus 2q gives us minus 4q. And since the coefficient of q is minus 2, that means minus 2 multiplied by minus 2 gives us 4, which is the product of root, right? What is common? What is common is 2q. 2q is common. 4q squared divided by 2q gives us what? 2q. Minus 2q divided by 2q gives us what? Minus 1. Okay? What is common here? Minus 1 is common into minus 2q divided by minus 1 gives us 2q. 1 divided by minus 1 gives us minus 1. All this equals to what? 0. Now see that what is common here? Consider what is common is what? 2q minus 1 is common. Then 2q into 2q minus 1 divided by 2q minus 1 gives us what? 2q. Minus 1 into 2q minus 1 divided by 2q minus 1 gives us what? Minus 1. All this equals to what? 0. Now let's solve it respectively to find the value of what? Q. So I can remove this from here. Okay, let me remove this from here. Okay, let me remove this one here. That's amazing. All right, fine. So now see that 2q minus 1 is equals to 0 by solving it respectively, or 2q minus 1 is equals to what? 0. So you can see there are 2 here. Okay, that means from here, that means 2q by adding 1 to both sides will be equals to 1, or 2q by adding 1 to both sides will be equals to what? 1. So if we divide here by 2, also divide here by 2. If we divide here by 2, also divide here by 2. 2 will go out, then q will be equals to 1 over what? 2, or q will be equals to 1 over what? 2, because this will cancel out this. Therefore, q is equals to 1 over 2 twice. Wow, that's beautiful. But remember, we are not asked to solve for what? Q. We are not asked to solve for what? P. We are asked to find the value of what? X. You can see from here. But let's recall what we did so far. Okay, now we are having cos S equals to this. Now remember, there's so where I say let this equals to n. Remember here. Okay, recall that p raised to the power of 2 is equals to what? Q. That's amazing. Okay, now if q is this, so we can find the value of what? P, right? So let me remove this from here. So where did let me remove, but note and again that cos S is equals to what? P. These are the key things we are going to work on. Just remember all this, they are very important. So I can remove this from here. Okay, wow, that's interesting, amazing. Now we have gotten that our q is 1 over 2, right? That means p raised to the power of 2 is equals to 1 over what? 2. What will we do to p so we can remove square? We have to take square of square root of both sides, right? This will cancel out this, and p will be equals to, remember one of the properties of solve, that square root of 1 over 2 is the same thing as root 1 divided by what? Root 2. Very important. That means our p is equals to 1 over what? Root what? 2. This is the value of what? P. But we are not asked to solve for p, neither q. We are asked that what is the value of x. Now you can see that from here we are getting the value of q, the value of p. So you can see that cos x is equals to what? P. And luckily, or thank God, that we are getting that p is equals to what? 1 over what? Root 2, right? That means cos s will be equals to 1 over what? Root what? 2. Now let's take the inverse of cos so that I can have the value of s. That means s will be equals to the inverse, cos inverse of what? 1 over what? Root what? 2. And if you take the cos inverse of this, you have that s is equals to 45.000 something. Okay, let me use my calculator to check. Let me know that that's something, but I know that it must be 0.00 something. Okay, now let me see. 1 over root 2 in root decimal is, let me just break it down so that everyone will learn. Okay, now that means s will be equals to cos inverse of what? Into 0. Now I'm putting in decimal, 0.707, right? Okay, I'm putting in decimal. So let's check the inverse, cos inverse of that. Cos inverse into 0.707. My answer is that s is equals to 45. I said earlier, 45.0086. Now to the nearest whole number, you can see that if I send 1 from this 6 to this, will be 9. And if 9, we ascend this 1 from this 9 to here, it will be 1. But 1 cannot be ascend to here, right? 1 is already descend. So to the nearest whole number, you can see that s is equals to 45. Okay, and this is the value of x, right? So thank you so much for watching. Please, if you find it very interesting, don't hesitate. Do well to like, comment, and so share it to learn ones or others will learn from it. That means if you plot the value of s in this place you are seeing, you have equal. They must be equal. If they're not equal, that means that answer does not satisfy the equation. The only favor I need from you guys, if you are not subscribed to this channel, consider to subscribe to this channel so that anytime I upload a beautiful video like this, you will also be notified. So thank you so much, and God